This is question 6 of the Core Concepts in-class task book, and we are presented with insulin and a mutated insulin, and an essay asking us to talk about various things for 9 marks. So what do we actually need in this essay? Each level of protein structure in bold. So our changes, each level of protein structure and how that might muck up our hormone. Use the information provided and your own knowledge. So use the information provided and your own knowledge of protein structure and function. Right. Okay. So what have we got? Here's our working insulin, and we've got a primary structure, which is the how many, which amino acids, and what order are they in. So we've got a primary structure for the beta chain and a primary structure of the alpha chain, and there they are down there. We have got here some looks like an alpha helix. So that is our secondary structure, so coiling of the chain into the alpha helix. We've got a tertiary structure, which is forming a 3D sort of shape, a globular shape. So you can see that there, further bending and folding of the chain. And we've got quaternary structures, where we've got more than one polypeptide chain. So all of those 4 levels of structure are present in this diagram, and so that's your first part of the essay, which is telling us about primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary structures. So definitions and examples from our diagram. Then we've got the information provided, which is our mutated version, and we want to again talk about our same. So this is our protein knowledge, and this is changes. And again we've got primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary. So how could we change? If we change these, what's going to change? Well, and you can give an example. So how has this primary structure changed? Well, you can say, look for the asterisks there, and that is there. So we've got a change in the primary structure from cysteine to glycine, from cis to gly. That's a change in the primary structure. And then we have to make a little bit of a leap here. How might that change our secondary structure? Well, it might affect the coiling there. How could that affect our tertiary structure? Well, tertiary structure is further bending and folding between the R groups, and we can see there this is a bond in the tertiary structure, and down here, because we've changed one of these amino acids, it can now it's not there anymore. So that's going to affect our tertiary structure and our further bending and folding. Our quaternary structure, this isn't a protein made of 2 or more chains now. We've got the kind of 2 separate proteins now, really. They're not actually joined together anymore. So that's our definition for quaternary structure, was more than one chain. Well, that's been affected here. So you're trying to evidence that, and that's the second part there. And then the third part we are, this might make the hormone non-functional. So we're going non-functional. So what we're gonna say there? Well, proteins, for example, hormones like this, or when we're thinking about enzymes, they rely on their shape for their function. So we are given a bit of information up here. It binds to receptors in the cell membranes. Well, if it's a different shape, then it might not bind to that receptor. And so the story here that it tells us might not happen if it hasn't bound to that receptor. And so we can just say that whatever it's given us here won't happen because it hasn't bound to that receptor, because it's not the complementary shape to that receptor. So we have got our three areas. We've got our own knowledge, changes, giving examples from here that we've gone through, and how that might make it non-functional. We don't need to guess that because it's given us the information up there. 9 marks.